Hi, I'm Kay with Kay's Creative Home, and today I'm here to show you, wait a minute, that's not right. Okay, all jokes aside, on today's episode I'm here to show you how I transform my Christmas wreath into a Valentine's wreath, and it'll only take about 10 to 15 minutes because I And this is what you'll have, a beautiful Valentine's wreath. All right, now let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is remove the Christmas decor from this wreath. And I knew this was going to be on here temporarily, so it wasn't glued in or tied in. I actually just took the branches of the wreath and twisted them around the decor to hold it in place. Now my door is like under a little hidden area, and it's kind of really back off of the path, the front pathway. And so it doesn't get a lot of wind, doesn't get weather. And so I don't have to worry about things blowing off the reef. And most people use my side door, so I don't even open the door often. So it's okay for me to just twist these things on the reef. And if you don't have that situation, you may want to actually wire them on or hot glue them on. So the first thing we're going to do is make our bow. I've already cut the ribbon. I took a roll of this ribbon here, well, 2 rolls of ribbon, and I actually cut them in half to make sure I had enough or equal amounts for both wreaths. So the first one here, I got at the end of season after Valentine's Day last year, and then, well, both of them I got at the end of season. The wider one is 2.5 inches, and this one is 1.5 inches. They are both 12 feet long, so I'm working with 6 feet of ribbon to make my bow. I'm going to start by leaving a little tail, and I've placed my 1.5 inch ribbon on top of the 2.5 inch ribbon, and I'm just going to start making some loops, gathering them together, doing a quick twist, and making a second loop, holding the 2 of them together. And I've just tried to make each side approximately the same size, and I'm just going to keep going back and forth, making these loops and gathering them at the center. And I'm going to do that until I run out of ribbon. And I've decided to make a 5th loop instead of making a second long tail, simply because I wanted an odd number of loops and because I needed a pretty full bow. And here I'm just taking a pipe cleaner or tinsel stick, and I'm just going to wrap it around at that center where I've gathered the bow, and I'm just going to give it a good twist a few times. And then I'm going to use that same tinsel stick to attach it to my wreath. And don't forget, as always, we have to fluff, 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 kind of shape it up, make it like we really want it. Before attaching the bow, I'm going to dovetail the ends of the ribbon. So next I'm going to use those tinsel sticks, tinsel ties, to attach it to the wreath. And right now I'm putting it to the side because I thought I would have the bow on the side of the wreath, But later on you see me kind of twist it around because I'm going to actually have the bow at the bottom of the wreath. So here it is, nice fluffy bow. So the next step is to take this branch and I'm going to cut it up into several pieces and I'm going to intermix it into the wreath. So before I add those branches, I've decided to add my heart decor, and the reason is I didn't want the heart to cover up the branches because I don't have a whole lot. So I'm going to take this little tie that was at the top of the heart and just wrap a pine branch around it. And these pine branches bend, so I actually kind of twisted it over that so it would hold it in place. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this tinsel tie, attach it to both sides of my heart, and I'm going to stick it through the wreath and actually attach it to the wire that's underneath to hold my heart in place. And I'm going to do that on both sides. Now I'm going to start attaching my branches on the wreath, and I'm just trying to lay it out here to decide where I want to put it. And the purpose of doing that is to give it a little bit of texture so it's not all just these little pine branches. And the pine branches look more like Christmas. They kind of remind people of that. So adding these branches in will give it a slightly different look. It'll give it more texture. It'll give it more dimension. And it's just kind of cute. So if you enjoy my instructional videos, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share the video with a friend. And if you're not a family member, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified when I release new videos. And if there is a wreath or something else you'd like to see on this channel, leave me a comment and let me know. I'd be happy to try to share with you how to get it done. So now that I've got those branches dispersed throughout the wreath, I'm going to start using my wire cutters to cut off the stems of these roses. And if you notice, I have two different types of roses. One is I don't know what you call this color, but I love it. It's a deep mauve, I guess, and it's got purple in it. And the one I'm holding in my hand is more of a solid color. And the others have more white and pink and touches of purple. So now I'm just going to start inserting these stems into my wreath. I am actually just taking the branches and twisting them in place to hold them in place because I will not be keeping this wreath forever. I'll probably be taking it apart at the end of the season or when I'm ready to make a new one next year. So I'm placing some of the roses closer to the heart and some of them will be kind of closer to the countertop, more toward the back like I'm doing right there, and some of them will kind of be right in the center of the side, and that way they'll kind of just be dispersed throughout the sides of the wreath so they won't all just be looking like they're in a straight row. And I'm going to do that all the way around the wreath, and I'm going to make mine kind of face up toward the top of the wreath. So on this side You'll see they're facing up toward me, and then when I go to the other side of the wreath, I'll still have them facing up toward me. I won't continue in a circle and have them facing down. They will always be going toward the top. So I've gotten all my roses in, and now I'm just fiddling with it, kind of shaping those branches and the leaves, trying to make sure they're all looking nice and fluffy. And I'm going to continue just playing with the bow and things until I get it looking just like I want it to look. And before you know it, we're going to be done. And here you have it. Here's my second wreath for Valentine's Day. I've hung it on my front door so that you can see how it looks hanging up. What do you think? All right, I thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll be talking with you again real soon.